Welcome, travelers. Step out of the dark and gather close. I'm your host, and tonight, we're diving into a very special, rather terrifying explainer. I'll be stepping into the role of the Shadow Priest, kind of like a jester of doom, to guide you through a text that is absolutely guaranteed to make your blood run cold. We're looking at a masterclass in cosmic horror, the deeply unsettling mythology of the harvest of the Obsidian Sovereign. You fools who believe your quiet lives and locked gates are a shield against the inevitable, just listen to that. It's a direct taunt to our very human, totally false sense of security. As we get into this, I want you to truly imagine the scene. Feel the freezing temperature of the autumn air settling right here around our metaphorical campfire. Go ahead, wrap your coat just a little tighter. Listen closely. In your mind's ear, hear the sharp crunch of dead leaves in the darkness just beyond the firelight. Watch the fading light of these dying embers. Something is out there, and it's approaching. Okay, let's dive into this and break down exactly how this horrific harvest is reaped across 4 distinct acts. Act 1, the leaking latch and the silent sowing. Our story kicks off like a panel in a dark graphic novel, exposing the pure, unadulterated vanity of a doomed village. You see, the horror doesn't kick the door down here. It's politely invited in. The villagers made a fatal mistake. They welcomed a mysterious traveler carrying a silver box into their homes simply because it was a trinket of such beauty. It was shiny, right? A marvelous little status symbol. And while these proud villagers feasted, drank, and slept so securely in their cozy beds, they were completely blind to the nightmare weeping out from the box's latch, which had been worn thin by miles of travel. What was leaking out, you ask? Tiny, invisible seeds. And this brilliantly illustrates how the insidious threat enters the lifeblood of the proud and the small. These aren't agricultural seeds, guys. They don't fall loudly like a rainstorm. They drift like dust, directly into the communal wells and the storehouse grain. It's a silent sowing. The delicious irony is that their own arrogance allowed this destruction to take root without ever asking for permission. Act 2, the overripe fruit and the rot of vanity. The contrast here is just devastating. We have the villagers' desperate vanity on one hand, using lavender, sweet things, and hollow rituals to pretend everything is perfectly fine, as if a nice potpourri is going to stop a cosmic plague. On the other hand, we have the grim reality. Their golden stalks of grain are stiffening, turning a bruised, oily black. Those sweet herbs are just a pathetic attempt to hide the foul stench rising from the soil itself. The earth is literally exhaling a lethal, heavy breath to purge the air of the living. And what happens to the people? Well, the text gleefully describes the villagers wilting like parched lilies under an invisible, relentless sun. They develop these grotesque swellings on their necks. But listen, the text warns, these are not mere symptoms of a sickness of the blood. No, they are overripe fruit, incredibly heavy with the secrets of the grave, just waiting to burst. It's a viscerally revolting image, but you can't look away, can you? Act 3, the measured grave. Keep your voices down for this part. Lean in a little closer to the fire. Imagine the sheer terror of a village elder, standing atop the massive defenses they've trusted their entire lives, screaming down at the panicked crowd. The heavy oak gates of our elders are useless. He is a sovereign of the void who needs no key. The realization is dawning that their mighty walls are nothing but a fragile illusion. The elder looks out into the pitch-black darkness, absolutely breathless with panic, and cries out again. He brings a chorus of 1,000 parched throats. We cannot bargain with him. The physical defenses have completely failed, and now the horrific truth sets in. Negotiation, bribery, pleas for mercy, they are all equally useless against what's coming. Now, what's really interesting about this is the cosmic horror of the doctor's actual manifestation. He's described as a figure of impossible geometry. The human mind literally cannot comprehend his shape without breaking. His mere presence violently alters the environment. I mean, his shadow transforms the pure morning dew into a dark, viscous oil. And when a scholar arrogantly asks for healing herbs, he is answered by that terrifying chorus of parched throats. Act 4, the final surgery. We have finally reached the climax of our campfire tale. The crops are dead, the people are marked, the gates are breached. And your odds of survival? 0. That's it. That is the exact number. There's no escaping this. You absolutely cannot bargain with an entity that has already fought and won the war against time itself. The ledger is already written. So, the crucial point is the terrifying meaning behind the doctor's equipment. He carries a staff of blackened bone. The arrogant might think, oh, it's just a crutch for a weary traveler. It is not. It's a highly specific tool used to measure the depth of graves. And those graves aren't just decided on the spot either. They are preordained, already struck through in the doctor's amber lens ledger. It is a horrifying, bureaucratic certainty. When the scholar finally confronts the doctor, fully expecting medicine, the ultimate twist is delivered with this dark, sweeping theatricality. There are no healing herbs in that silver box. There is no cure for what ails the village, because to the obsidian sovereign, the sickness is the cure. This is not a medical visit, my friends. This is the final surgery on the soul. As the last embers of our campfire finally burn out and the cold darkness rushes in, I leave you with this. The harvest is always coming. Vanity and locked gates will not save you. So when the obsidian doctor's impossible geometry inevitably crosses your threshold, how deep will the blackened bone staff measure your grave? Until next time, keep your latches strong, and thanks for joining me for this explainer.